INFJ strengths people overlook. There's something quietly extraordinary about you. Something most people in your life have sensed, but never fully understood. They call it empathy, or intuition, or maybe they just think you're a little different, a little deeper, a little quieter, a little harder to read. But the truth is, you carry strengths that the world rarely notices, not because they're small, but because they're concealed behind your gentleness, your empathy, and your silence. Today, we're going to bring those hidden powers into the light. If you're an INFJ, or if you've ever wondered why your inner world feels so different from everyone else's, then this video is going to feel like someone finally speaking directly to you, in your own language. Because these 8 strengths aren't just traits. They're core parts of your identity, parts you've always felt, but may have never had words for. So settle in, take a breath, and let's talk about the strengths people consistently overlook in you. Because once you see them clearly, you'll never see yourself the same way again. 1. The ability to read emotional understories. Most people listen for what is said. INFJs listen for what isn't. You've always felt it, this strange, almost unsettling ability to sense the invisible emotional currents in a room. You walk into a place and instantly pick up on tension, unspoken resentment, quiet sadness tucked behind polite smiles. And you don't analyze it logically, you just know. This ability isn't mind reading, it's attunement. It's emotional radar. It's the product of 2 traits INFJs excel at, intuition and empathy working together in perfect tandem. And here's the overlooked strength. You don't just understand how people feel. You understand why they feel it. You see patterns in their behavior. You notice shifts in tone. You catch contradictions between words and emotions. You sense the deeper story, the one they haven't told anyone. People often think INFJs are quiet because they're shy. But the truth, you're quiet because you're listening to the whole emotional landscape at once. This is the strength that makes you the friend who notices when someone's struggling even when they swear they're fine. The person who gives advice that feels impossibly accurate. The listener who makes someone feel known in a way they've never experienced. It's not a flaw. It's not overthinking. It's an extraordinary gift of emotional perception, one the world desperately needs. 2. The long game vision that others can't see. INFJs don't chase quick wins. You chase long arcs, paths, outcomes, transformations that take months or years to unfold. What people consistently overlook is that your intuition isn't random. It's strategic. It connects dots across time and experiences that others don't even realize exist. You can see who someone will become if they stay on their current path, the direction a relationship is headed, when a project has quiet potential others don't recognize, and when a situation is decaying even before the first cracks appear. This isn't dramatic imagination. It's pattern recognition, deep, psychological pattern recognition. People may not understand your decisions in the moment. Sometimes they question why you pull back from certain friendships, or why you invest so heavily in something they think is impractical, or why you're so certain about something you can't fully explain. But later, sometimes much later, everything unfolds exactly as you foresaw, and the people who doubted you look back and say, "I don't know how you knew, but you were right." INFJs don't just see what is. You see what will be. And that is one of the most powerful strengths any person can possess. 3. The anchor of quiet moral conviction. One of the biggest misconceptions about INFJs is that you're gentle because you're soft. But your gentleness comes from strength, moral strength. When something violates your internal values, your sense of right and wrong, your entire being reacts. It's not overdramatic. It's not rigid. It's alignment. You have a compass inside you that doesn't waver, even when the world pushes, manipulates, or pressures you to fold. People overlook this strength because INFJs rarely raise their voices. Your convictions come through calm words, quiet boundaries, and steady eyes. But make no mistake, your calm is not weakness. It is control. It is discipline. It is the ability to choose integrity over approval. This strength is why INFJs make exceptional mentors, creators, counselors, leaders, and visionaries. You don't just have values. You live them, even when it costs you. 4. The gift of transformational support. There are supporters, And then there are INFJ supporters, the kind of people who don't just comfort others, but help transform them. Here's the overlooked part. People don't just come to you because you're kind. They come because you make them feel like they can grow. INFJs have a way of helping people uncover truths they've been avoiding, or inspiring them to dream bigger, or challenging them to finally confront the thing holding them back. You don't offer surface-level encouragement. You guide people toward their potential. You see the version of them they're capable of becoming. And you speak to that self, not the one standing in front of you. And people feel it. They feel the sincerity, the depth, the hope behind your words. But ironically, because your encouragement feels so natural, so gentle, and so intuitive, many people don't realize how powerful it actually is. INFJs don't just support. You elevate. You catalyze. You transform. It's one of the rarest interpersonal strengths in the world. 5. The strength of withstanding emotional storms alone. Let's talk about something very few people see. Your inner strength doesn't show up in loud ways. It shows up in steady ones. INFJs endure internal storms that would overwhelm most people. You feel deeply. You process intensely. You reflect endlessly. But you often do it in solitude, not because you want to hide, but because you don't want your emotions to spill onto others or weigh them down. People overlook this strength because you don't broadcast your struggles. You hold them quietly. You sort them patiently. You make peace with them privately. And that requires incredible emotional resilience. You have survived heartbreaks, disappointments, identity crises, and moments of profound loneliness, and each time, you rebuild yourself from the inside out. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, like a seed pushing through soil in the dark. That strength most people will never understand. 6. The creative depth that comes from your inner world. INFJs have imaginations that feel less like imagination and more like alternate worlds, rich, symbolic, layered with meaning. But people often overlook your creativity because they don't see how much of it is happening internally. You create while lying on your back staring at the ceiling, while walking alone at night, while listening to songs that feel like memories, while daydreaming in metaphors and stories that explain emotions you can't put into plain words. Your creativity comes from depth, not flashiness. And that's why it resonates so profoundly when you finally express it. INFJ creativity is storytelling with soul. It's art with purpose. It's writing that feels like healing. It's ideas that speak to the human experience. People overlook this strength because INFJs don't create for attention. You create for connection. And the world needs more creativity like yours. 7. The ability to see through personas. Some people mistake your sensitivity for naivety, but INFJs are rarely naive. You see the masks people wear. You see the personas they present. You notice when someone's confidence is a performance, when someone's kindness is transactional, when someone is hiding insecurity behind superiority. You don't expose people. You don't judge them. You simply see them. You see the contradictions, the fears, the longing, the pain, the potential. You see the real person behind the role they're playing. And this strength protects you more than you realize. It helps you choose your people wisely. It helps you avoid toxic personalities. It helps you offer compassion without getting manipulated. This perceptiveness is not suspiciousness. It's clarity. It's truth detection. It's knowing the difference between someone's facade and their heart. And that insight is rare, even among intuitive types. 8. The ability to love with uncommon depth. Let's talk about something both beautiful and misunderstood. INFJs love differently. When you care about someone, you don't care halfway. You invest. You empathize. You understand them in ways they struggle to articulate. You remember what they say. You notice what they don't say. Your love is not loud or clingy. It's intentional. It's stabilizing. It's devoted. People often overlook this strength because your affection isn't flamboyant. It's quiet, like warm light, like a safe room, like a steady hand on someone's back. But the depth, the sincerity, the emotional loyalty, that is something incredibly rare. The world is full of relationships built on convenience, temporary attraction, and half-invested hearts. But INFJs, you love with your entire being, mind, heart, intuition, and soul. And that is a strength many people will never experience in their lifetime. So, maybe people in your life have never articulated these strengths. Maybe they've underestimated you, misunderstood you, or simply taken your quiet gifts for granted. But I hope, as you listen today, you recognize yourself in every strength we explored. Because these aren't rare traits by accident. They are part of who you are. They are part of your wiring. They are part of the INFJ identity itself. And now that you've seen them clearly, hold them close. Honor them. Use them. You don't need to become louder to be powerful. You don't need to become harder to be strong. You don't need to become someone else to be impactful. Your INFJ strengths are quiet, but they are extraordinary. And the world needs what you carry. If this spoke to you, if it made something inside you feel seen, you already know what to do next. Share this video, and subscribe to more video on INFJ Insights.